What's going on YouTube? Today in this video we will be exploring the powerful design and prototyping tool Figma. Figma is a cloud-based design tool that allows teams to collaborate on projects in real time. It offers a wide range of features for designing and prototyping websites, including vector editing, prototyping, and designing components. We will start by setting up a Figma account and learning the basics of the interface. From there we will dive into the design process and learn how to create wireframes, mockups, and high-fidelity prototypes. You will also learn how to use Figma's prototyping features to create interactive and clickable prototypes that mimic the behavior of a real website. By the end of this course, you will have a solid understanding of how to use Figma to design and prototype websites. You will have the skills to start creating your own projects. So let's get started. So in this section, we will be designing and prototyping our Angular blog using a design tool called Figma. At the end of this section, you will know how to design a web or a mobile app using the Figma, what is prototyping and how to use that. And also we will be learning the advantages of designing and prototyping. Let's get started. So what is Figma? Figma is a designing and prototyping tool which is 100% free. The best thing about Figma is it is a web-based design tool. So you can access your design from anywhere with any device without any problem. So that's why I use and always recommend Figma. So Figma is not the only one. There are several big branded and most popular designing and prototyping tools are available. But let's look at the major two examples and see how these two design tools are different than the Figma. The first one is the Sketch and the second one is Adobe XD. Alright, let's look at the Sketch first. So most of you already know about this and maybe using it because this is very popular among designers. Sketch isn't free. You have to buy this for $99 if you are an individual. Otherwise, if you are working with a team, you have to pay $9 per month for one single team member. So if you have 10 members in your team, you have to pay $90 per month. Pretty expensive, right? And also the biggest drawback is for the Sketch is, it is only available for Mac users, not supports for Windows or Linux. If you look at the Adobe XD, it is free. It works on Mac and Windows without any problem. Adobe XD also big and pretty much popular among designers. If we comparing Adobe XD with Figma, pretty much everything is the same except one. Figma is web-based and Adobe XD is not, which is the biggest plus point for the Figma, and that's why Figma is getting popular day by day. Alright, let's start to design and prototype our Angular blog using the Figma. Once again, if you may wondering what is prototyping, don't worry about that. Just leave that for now. We will learn about prototyping in the later sections. So now open the web browser and go to the figma.com. This is the official website of the Figma. In here, we can find some useful information about Figma. Go to this pricing section and you can see this as a free tier. Let's create a Figma account. So click this button under the free tier and create your Figma account. I'm going to use the sign up with Google method. So click on this button and log into your Gmail account. Then you can see this form. Tell us about yourself. This name field is automatically filled with our Gmail name. If you want, you can change it. Select design from this drop down and tick this checkbox and click create an account. We don't need this theme feature, so close this dialog. At the first time, after we create a new account, this opens the Figma editor. Before we get familiar with this editor, first let's look at the Figma dashboard. So click this burger icon and click this back to file icon. Now you can see the Figma dashboard. At the left side, we can see some menu items. At the top, as you can see, we have our account details. From here, we can manage our Figma account details. Next, we have the search. With this, we can search our Figma projects. Next, we have the recent tab. In here, we can see some default examples. In case if we don't need these default projects on the recent tab, we can remove this from the recent tab. Right click, remove from recent. After this, we have this community tab. In here, we can find some Figma projects which are designed by Figma community users. If we need any of these designs, we can duplicate them and we can use with our projects. Next, we have this drafts tab. Here we can find all the draft projects. We can create a new draft project using this plus icon. So we use this draft project as a sketchbooks. We can plan our projects before start designing using this draft projects. Head down here, we got this upgrade icon, which is not under our concern. Next we have this team area. By default we have this our default team created. Inside that we can find our project untitled. I don't need this, so right click and remove it. This creating a new team and collaborating with teammates is not included with Figma free trial. Until if you are using this account as an individual, this is totally free. And one more thing, we can only create 3 projects in Figma free trial. Inside of a single project, we can create unlimited multiple files, which will be more than enough for a small individual designer. Okay, let's create a new project by clicking this new project icon. Give it a name, ANG blog, all capital. So now we have the project under this team. Now let's create a file under this project. We can create a new file using this new file button or this plus icon. This will create our new file and open the Figma editor. So Figma editor will be something look like this. At the top we can see the toolbar. On the left side we can see the layers list and assets list. At the right side we can see the formatting toolbar, which shows the all properties of the selected item. Middle of the top toolbar we can see the file name. We can change it by double clicking, rename it to ANG blog. If you have used any design tool like Illustrator or Photoshop, you can see there are not much difference, right? It is same like other designing tools. First we have to create a frame. Click on this frame icon. The keyboard shortcut is F. And go to the formatting toolbar area. Here you can see a list of frame sizes. So we are designing a blog website, so select desktop and click desktop. The size will be 1440 pixels wide and 1024 pixels height. So we can change the frame name by double click on this name or go to the layers area and we can find this frame layer. Right click on it and rename. Let's name this home. In order to work with Figma, first we have to create a frame. So click this frame icon which is located inside the top bar. The keyboard shortcut is F. Now go to the formatting toolbar area. Here you can see a list of frame sizes. From here we can select a frame size according to our requirements. So we are designing a blog website. So click this desktop and select this desktop size. The size will be 1440 pixels wide and 1024 pixels height. So this is the frame. Inside this we can design our website. If you look at the layers panel at the left, we can see this frame layer. At the top left side corner, we can find the frame name. We can change the frame name by double click on the name or go to the layers panel and find this frame layer. Now right click on it and rename. Let's name this home. If we click on this frame, we can find some formatting options for this frame. We can change the frame layout, landscape or portrait, the frame width and height, position of the frame, border radius of this frame using these properties. And also we can add grids to the frames using this layout grid section. Simply click this plus icon. This will add a grid to this frame. And also we can change the background color of this frame using this fill area. Click on this color. This will open the color palette. With this you can change the frame color as you wish. And also we can add stroke to the frame, and also we can add some effect to the frame like drop shadow, inner shadow, shades. I'm not going to do all these. If you guys wanted, you guys can play around with these formatting options. In case if we want to change the frame size, as I mentioned earlier, we can adjust it from the formatting toolbar, or we can resize the frame by simply dragging these dots. Alright, let's design the header area. In the header, we have only the website logo. So let's create the logo. For that, we're gonna use the shape tool. You can see this square icon on the top toolbar. This is the shape tool. With this tool, we can create different kinds of shapes. If we click this arrow icon, we can see all the different types of shapes. In Figma, we can draw rectangles, lines, arrows, circles, polygons, and stars. Also, we can place an image to our frame using this place image tool. If you guys noticed, you can see the relevant keyboard shortcut in front of these tools. We can use those shape tools by clicking here or by using the keyboard shortcut. To create the logo, we use the rectangle shape tool. Select the rectangle tool from the toolbar. Now draw a rectangle inside the frame. Click and drag. If we press the shift key on the keyboard while we drawing the rectangle, this will give a perfect square. So we don't need a square type of rectangle for the logo. So draw a rectangle without pressing the shift key. Now press the escape to get this move tool, or simply press V. Now click on this rectangle. We can zoom in and zoom out using the Control or Command key with the mouse scroll wheel. Press Command or Control key and scroll up to zoom in, scroll down to zoom out. Now click again on this shape. If you zoom in, you can see this square type ticks. With this tick, we can change the size of this rectangle. When resizing, if we press the shift key, this will resize all the four sides evenly by keeping the original ratio. We can do the same thing by using the scale tool. If we use the scale tool, we don't have to press the shift key. So I wanted this logo rectangle to look like a pill. So I want to add the border radius to this rectangle. How do we do that? Click on this rectangle and go to the formatting toolbar area in the right side and go to this corner radius and change this value 0 to 40. Beautiful, right? So using this we can add border radius. So now I want to align this to the middle of the frame. To do that, again select this rectangle and go to this alignment area and click this center alignment icon. Keep this in your mind. If you lost the focus of the editing element, the editing properties will disappear. So always make sure to select the element before you edit. Let's add the website name inside this shape. To do that, click on this T icon and draw a text box inside this shape. Type ANG-blog, all uppercase. After this, press escape key to exit from the text editing. To change the font size and font, first select the text, not the shape. Always make sure that you are selected the correct element. In the formatting toolbar, scroll down to the text section and change the font to Roboto. Change the alignment to center and change the font size to 24 pixels. Font weight will be regular. Now this is not perfectly aligned with each other, so select these two elements, the shape and the text. We can select these elements from the layers panel. We can select multiple elements from layers panel by pressing down the control key. And also we can select this using the usual way with the mouse pointer. Go to the formatting toolbar and click these vertical and horizontal align center. Perfect. Let's add some colors. I already chose some theme colors for the blog, so I'm creating a color mood board first, because we will be using these colors several times throughout this section. Let's create a rectangle outside of the frame. We can move around on our working area with this hand tool. We can click on this hand icon and move around, or we can use the keyboard shortcut H. Another instant keyboard shortcut is on the space bar. If we're using the space bar, in this case we have to press and hold the space bar to move around. If we release the space bar, as you can see here, hand icon will change to cursor icon. It's work everything pretty much the same as other designing tools. Now click on this rectangle tool or press the keyboard shortcut R. Then draw a small square by the press and hold the shift key. Now go to the formatting area and go to this fill area. Type this hex color code inside this color field. 026467. This will be the primary color. Now again create another rectangle for secondary color. The secondary color will be E5, F5, EA. And also we have some contextual colors. Just copy and paste these rectangles and change these to these colors. The danger color will be DD3545. Success will be 28A745. Info 17A2B8. The warning color is FDC507. The primary text color will be 596392. The footer and navbar color will be ash F9 F9 F9. Alright, I use the secondary color for the logo background shape. Now select the background shape, not the text, only the background shape. Go to the fill and click on this color icon. Select this color picker and select the secondary color. Then press escape. For the text, use the primary color. For that again, this time select the text, not the shape, and go to the fill and click on the picker icon. Select the primary color. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's label these colors to identify the colors easily. Select this text tool and draw a text in front of this primary color. The text will be primary. Change the font size to 14 pixels. Color is black. So copy and paste this label for all these colors and change the text. So this will be the secondary color. This is danger, success, info, warning, and also this will be the primary text color. This will be the footer and navbar color. Alright, our website logo is done. So now I want to add this logo to the footer as well. To do that, I can copy and paste as usual. And also we can duplicate the logo by press Alt and hover. When we hover the logo, while pressing the Alt key, cursor icon will change to this. Then click and drag. This will duplicate the selected object. The footer will be at the bottom of the page. So place the logo here and make it center. Change the size a little bit smaller than the top header logo. Now I want to add the footer background color. To do that, select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Height will be 120 and the width will be the full size of the frame width. Now add this footer and navbar color from our mood board as the footer color. First select the footer rectangle, select the color picker and select this footer and navbar color. Now actually we can't see the logo, it is located under this rectangle. So we can see this in the layers tab, this logo is under this rectangle. So move it to the top of the rectangle, now we can see the logo. Add this copyright text under this footer logo and make it center. Now select all this footer area and make it a group. To do that, press Ctrl or Command with G or right click and select this group. Alright, now let's look at an awesome feature in Figma. This is our content area. This space is not enough for the contents, so we have to increase the height. To do that, click on this frame name. This will select the frame. Now drag it from the bottom to increase the frame height. Now we have to move this footer to bottom because this footer must be located bottom of the page. In case if this content space is not enough, again we have to change the height of this frame. And again we have to move the footer to the bottom. In any case, if we want to reduce the height, again we have to reduce the frame height and move the footer up. Always moving this footer to the bottom of the page, this is kind of a pain, right? To solve this kind of a problem, we can use a Figma property called constraints. Using this constraint, we can fix the position of an element inside the frame. Alright, let's see this in action. Select the footer group and go to the formatting toolbar and go to this constraints. Select this horizontal arrow and select the bottom. This will be fix the position of selected elements to the bottom of the frame. So now if we change the height of the frame, footer always stays at the bottom. This is cool, right? Remember, don't work hard, always work smart. So not only that, we can also be fix the position of an element when scrolled. Let me show you an example. Let's fix the position of this logo when scroll this frame. So select this logo and go to the constraints. Tick this fix position when scrolling. Actually, we can't see this in here. In order to see this, we have to run this design. So click this small play button at the top of the page. Now make this full screen and scroll down. We can't see it properly because we don't have any content inside the frame. That's why. So let me add quickly some shapes inside the frame. Get back to the editor. Draw a simple rectangle and duplicate it 3 times. Now go to the presentation tab. If you notice, another cool thing about Figma is we can see it's update the presentation tab real time without refreshing it. All the time we do changes on Figma editor, this will automatically update all the opened presentation tab without refreshing it. Alright, now we can see the scrolling properly and you can see the website logo is always on the top of the page even when we scrolling the page down. If I remove the fixed scrolling tick from the constraint, Now it won't be fixed the position when they scroll. Hope you guys got the idea, right? And also we can position any elements left, right, bottom and center inside of a frame using this constraints feature. Now we have our website logo located in two places in this frame. Think if we are doing this for a client and if we said, I don't like this primary color, so change this to maybe something red color. How are we going to do that? So first select this primary color rectangle and change this to a red color. And also change the secondary color lighter than this red color. And select the header logo and double click it. Select the logo shape. Change that to secondary red color. After that, change the text color into primary color. And again, do the same to the footer logo as well. For now, it's easy. We have to change the color only in 3 places. So it's done. But think if we have more than 10 frames and every frame used the primary color at least 2 times in the frame, then we have to change the primary color more than 20 times. It's not easy, right? And it's get very complicated if the client again not satisfied with the color. So we have to change again the all primary colored elements from the beginning. And again, Figma has the solution for this. Figma has an option called components. So we can make a parent component and we can create child components of that main parent component as much as we needed. And we can place them on frames. Let me show you a quick example for this. I am creating a rectangle here. Let's make it this as a parent component. So we can do that by clicking this 4-diamond shaped icon or right click and create a component. And also we can use the keyboard shortcut Control or the command key with Alt and K. Now this is the parent component. So you can see this diamond shape icon front of this rectangle on the layers panel, which means it is a main or a parent component. So now we can make instance of this parent component as much as we needed. To do that, as usual, we can copy and paste or mouse drag with the Alt key pressed. Now look at the layers bar. We can see the copied rectangle with the single diamond icon without the filling color. So this means this is a child component of a parent component. The beauty of this Figma component is, if we make any changes to the parent component, this will automatically apply all the parent changes to all relevant child components. Let's see this in action. So I'm going to change the background color of this main component. Click on it and go to the fill and change the color to this color or change it to any color that you want. Beautiful, isn't it? I not even touched the child components, but its background color changed automatically when I change the background color of this parent component. So this is how these Figma components work. So you guys got the idea, right? Alright, so now we know about the Figma components. So let's create some parents components. We already created our color board. So I'm making these 2 primary and secondary color shapes as components, because these 2 are the main colors in our Angular block. So we can change the entire website theme color by simply changing this primary and secondary color. Click on this primary rectangle and click on this 4-diamond shape at the top bar. Do the same for the secondary color shape as well. Now let's create a primary text. Select the text tool and draw a text area and type primary text and color to primary color. Select the color picker and select the primary color. And also make this as a component. Right click component or click on this 4-diamond shape icon. Now again create another text and type the body text. So this will be the body text component. So change this color to body text color. And also mark this as a component. So we need this footer and navbar color as well. So mark this also a component. Editing a component is a bit tricky in Figma. Let me show you an example. Create an instance or child from this body text. Now let's edit the font size of this text. To edit an element in Figma, we have to select the element first. So select this text, which is a child component of this body text. Now look at the formatting toolbar. In here we cannot find any option to change the font. Why is that? If we look at the layers panel, we can find this child component. As you know, we can identify a child component with this unfilled diamond icon. So click this arrow. Inside this, we can find the text element. So select the text and now look at the formatting toolbar. In here now we can find the text editor. In Figma, when we making an element as a component, this will add an extra layer to that component. So when we trying to edit a component, parent or child, we have to select the right element. If we select an element directly, this will select the components layer. That's why we cannot see the text editing tools inside the formatting toolbar. Once again, in order to edit a component element, you must make sure to select the correct element inside the components layer. We can select the component element from the layers panel. Select the component that you want to edit. And go to the layers panel, find the component and expand this component using this arrow. Now we can see the relevant child components element. In our case, it is a text element. So select that and now we can edit this text color, size, alignments, etc. etc. And also we can select the component element by double clicking on the component. This will directly select the components element. So that's why we can see these text editing tools. Let me show you another quick example. This is not only applicable to the text fields. This option is valid for all other components elements as well, like any shapes, text, images, likewise. Now make an instance of this primary color rectangle. If we want to change the color of this, we have to select the component element, which is this rectangle. So we can select this by going to the layers panel, or we can select this with the mouse double click. Now we can see the editing tools. So we can edit this component as we wish. Hope you guys got the idea. In previous we have designed this website logo. But now again let's create this logo using the Figma components. So the logo background color will be the secondary color. So make an instance from this secondary color component. Edit this instance as our logo brand background. Remember, this is a child component. So before we edit, we have to select the correct element. So double click on it or find this child component from the layers panel. Click this down arrow and select the rectangle. Now adjust the height and width. Add the border radius to 40 pixels. Alright, now make another instance from our primary text and change the text to ANG-block, all uppercase letters. Now change the font size to 24 pixels. Alright, now select both rectangle and the text and make it align center vertically and horizontally. I forget to tell you something. Maybe you guys noticed this already. I change the width, height and the border radius of this logo background, which is a child component of this secondary parent component. But this is not affected to the main parent component. What is going on here? If we change the main parent component, this will override all the related child component styles. But if we change a child component style, this will be affected to that child component only. Think there is another child component. Again, I change the main component's background color. This change the both child components background color. This logo and this. So now I am editing one of this child component background color. So you can see this affected to that child component only, not affected to other child component or the parent component. Hope you guys got the idea. Alright, let's place the logo inside the header area and make it aligned center of the frame. Change the constraints horizontally to the top and vertically centered. So this won't change the position when the frame size changed. And also guys, I show you another thing. Go to the assets panel, then we can see all the components listed here. We can make child components from these parent components by dragging into the canvas. Finding a component inside the layers panel, bit difficult, right? So with this assets panel, we can find created main parents component very easily. Alright, let's design the category navbar. Make a child component of this footer and navbar parent component. Place this under this website logo. The width will be full and height will be 52. Now make a child component from this primary text and place inside this category navbar. Font size will be 14 and rename it to design, all uppercase letters. Now make 6 copy of this category text and rename it to inspiration, sports, politics, fashion, general knowledge, and graphics. Now select all these categories by pressing the shift key and go to the alignments. Select this icon. So this will add equal horizontal spaces between these categories. And again go to the alignments and make it center horizontally and vertically. Oh wait, as you can see here, this is messed everything. To solve this, we have to group these categories to one group. Then only we can align elements each other. So select these all categories and make it a group. Now select this category group and the navbar rectangle. Now go to the alignments and make it center vertically and horizontally. Beautiful, right? Now let's check the layers panel. This is a little messy, right? So let's organize this layers panel. Select this website logo and group it. You can do this with the keyboard shortcut Ctrl or Command G, or right click and click group. Now we can see this group inside the layers panel. Double click on it or right click and select rename. Change the name to the website logo. Again back to the frame, select this categories group. If you can remember, we grouped this earlier. Now rename this category group to categories. Now select these categories group and the navbar. Again group these two. We can nest groups inside the groups without any problem. Rename this group to category navbar. Now look at the layers panel. Now it looks organized than the earlier and also easy to understand, right? This grouping is not compulsory to follow. but you can see it make little organized our designed layers, and we can find the layers easily. So always work smart, not hard. Let's design the footer. Make a child of this footer and navbar color and place it on the bottom of the page. The width will be the frame's full width. The height will be 120. Now make a copy of the website logo and place it inside the footer. If you can't see the logo, go to the layers panel and drag and drop the logo top of this footer rectangle. Now make it align center of the frame. Make it a little bit smaller than the main header logo and change the font size to a little bit smaller than the header logo text. If you noticed, we make the footer logo from the main header logo. We didn't use any of these main parent components, but it's still a copy of the parent component. You can see this by going to the layers panel. Still we can see the unfilled diamond icon in front of this layer, which means it is a child component. Okay, now go to the main secondary color parent component and change the color. As you can see, this change the color of these logo backgrounds. Perfect, right? Now add this copyrighted text under this logo by making a child component of the body text. Edit this text to this copyright symbol 2020 angular block site. Change the font size to 14 and make it aligned center. Select these all footer elements and make it a group and rename it to footer. Now select this footer group and change the horizontal constraints to bottom. So this won't change the position of the footer even if we change the height of the frame. Until now we have designed the header area, footer area and the category navbar. Now let's design the home page featured post area. First make a child component of the primary color parent component, because for the featured post area we're gonna have a background color. Height will be 650 and the width will be full width. Now select the text tool and draw a text field. Type featured post. This time I'm not using any of the components. It is just a heading text because this text will be only placed in here. Text color is white and the font size is 36. Now add this description text under this featured post. Select the text tool and draw a text field. Add some dummy text. This text color also white and the font size will be 14. Now select these two text and make it align center with each other. Also make it a group and name it featured post text. Now make this group align center of the frame. And also don't forget to rename this featured post background rectangle. So always try to make the layers panel organized. So now we have the featured post area. Now let's design the postcards. I'm going to make this card as a component because this will be reused in multiple places. Alright, let's begin. Select the rectangle tool, draw a rectangle outside of the frame. The width will be 320 and height will be 453. Let's add a shadow to this card. To do that, select this card, go to the effect, select the drop shadow and click this sun icon. Then you can see this menu. Inside this, to get the shadow, change this blur value to 20. X to 0, Y to 4, and shadow color will be 6FA 4F2. Set the opacity to around 25%. The mode will be normal. I got these shadow values while playing around these options. No need to follow exact value as mine. If you guys want, you guys can play around with these shadow values and see how it looks like. And also change the card background color to white. Alright, now let's add the card image. In the later section, I will show you exactly where to find free to use non-copyrighted images. For now, just use the images that I included in the course file section. Download the images zip file and unzip it. Go to the shape tool, click this drop down and select this place image. Select the image and place it. Resize it and fit it inside top of the card. Now let's add some labels. The first label will be the category label. So select the rectangle tool and draw a small rectangle. This rectangle color will be this footer and navbar color. So select the color picker and select this color. Next select the text tool and draw a text field inside this rectangle. And type a category name, something inspiring. Font size will be 10. The color will be this danger red color. Select the color picker and select this red color. Now adjust the size of the rectangle and the text field according to the sizes. Now select these two and align center vertically and horizontally. And also make it a group. Rename it to category label. Like this, we need two more labels. Make a copy of this category label and rename it to featured label. Change the text to featured. The text color will be this success color. Again, make another copy of this label. Rename it to Views label. Edit the label text to Views. And also add some random numbers. This view text color will be this info color. Now adjust the rectangle size and align it to the center. Now make a child of this primary text component and place it inside the card after this labels row. This will be the post title text. Add some random text. I got this title from the internet, so you guys can add whatever you want. The font size will be 14. Next, make a child of the body text component and place it inside the card under the post title. And again, paste some random text for this. The font size will be 13. Now again, make a copy of one of these label and place it at the bottom of the card. Change the text to last updated September 2020. And color will be this warning yellow color. Adjust the rectangle size and align the text center. And also don't forget to change the name of this label group to timestamp label. Looking awesome, right? Our postcard is ready. Now select all the elements including this card rectangle. Make this card a group and rename it to postcard. Now make this a parent component. As I mentioned earlier, this postcard will going to be a parent component. And we will make child components from this parent postcard. Right click and select this component. Go to the assets panel. Here we can see the newly created post component. Now make a child of this postcard component and place this inside the featured area. For a row I am planning to place 4 postcards, so we need 3 more postcards. Make 3 more children components using the parent component and place them inside the featured post. Alright, now let's change the post images of these children components. Can you remember? We learned early that making changes on a children's component won't affect to that parent component as well as other children components too. So remove these images from the second card and place this new image. Adjust the size and place it inside this card. Also do the same to other 3 cards as well. I'm not going to change this title and this body text. If you want, you guys can change them. No problem. The featured post area is completed. Looking cool, right? So now let's design the latest post area. Make a child of the primary text component and place it inside the frame. The text will be latest post and font size is 36, same as this featured post. Again make a child component of this body text parent component. Place it down here. Add some dummy text. The font size will be 14. That's it. Now let's add some postcards. Again make a child of this postcard component and place it here. This time I'm planning to add 3 postcards only in one row. So I'm going to increase the width a little bit. The width will be 398. Let's make 5 copies of this card and place it inside this area. There are 3 post columns in a single row, so make this to 2 rows. Altogether 6 postcards. Alright, let's change these post images as previous. Remove this image, go to the place image, select the image, resize it and place it inside the top of the card. Likewise, do the same for all these remaining cards. Looking perfect, right? Okay. Next, let's add a button to load more posts. Down below, place a child of primary color component. Resize it. The width will be 180. Height will be 54. Now grab the text tool and place a text field inside this button square. The text will be load more. The font size will be 18. Font color will be white. Now make this align to center this box and text each other. Now group it. Rename it to load more button. And also don't forget to align this to the center of the frame. In the home page, we have completed the featured post area and the latest post area. Now let's create the newsletter subscription form. Oh wait, this time you are going to design this your own. This is a small task, try to do by yourself. Subscription form should be something looks like this. You can see the background color is secondary color, and in here we have a primary heading text and down below simply dummy text. And also in here we have a simple horizontal form with subscribe now button, and also this subscription card as a shadow. Remember, this subscription form also going to be used in multiple pages. So now you know what is the solution for that. Design this subscription form as a component. Okay, try to do it by yourself. This is not an art task. If you cannot remember how to do, don't worry. Go back to the previous lessons and go through it again. Now pause the video and begin the task. Take the time as much as you needed. There are no time limits. Once you have completed the task, continue to the next video. Alright, hope you guys did this task well. If anyone failed to do the task, don't worry. Now continue the design with me. So the subscription form's background is secondary color. So I'm creating a child component of this secondary color. Place it inside the frame. Adjust the height and width. Height will be 280 and the width will be 1230. So design this inside the working canvas, not inside the frame. So I am making the subscription form as a component. That's why. Alright. Let's add the shadow. To add the shadow, go to the effects, drop shadow, click this icon. Now blur value is set to 20, X is 0, Y is 4. Shadow color will be 6FA, 4F2. Set the opacity around 25%. Shadow mode will be normal. Perfect. Now let's make a child of primary text and place it inside the subscription form card. Rename it to subscription form, all capital letters. Font size is 36. Now again make a child of body text and place it here. Add some dummy text. This font size will be 14. Alright, now let's design the original form after this. Select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Now grab the text tool and draw a text area inside this rectangle. Rename it to your name. The font size will be 18. Now change the font color to BC, BC, BC. And make it align center vertically by selecting these two elements. Group these two and rename it to your name. Now make a copy of this and place it next to this field. Change the text to email address and also rename the group to email address. Always changing the group name is not necessary, but if we are doing this renaming and grouping, we can keep the layers panel clean and organized. Alright, now make a child of primary color component and resize it according to this remaining space. Height must be the same as this form text field. Now place a text inside this button, subscribe now. The font size will be 18 and the font color will be white. Now select this button and the text, align it to center each other and make these two a group. Rename it to subscribe button. Now select these all text fields and the button and make it a group. Rename this group subscription form. Now again select this wall subscription card and make it a group. Rename it to subscription card. As I mentioned earlier, we're designing this as a main parent component. So make it a parent component, right click, create component. Now let's make a child component of this subscription card and place it after this load more button. If the frame height is not enough, just adjust the height of the frame. The home page design is completed. In this section, I will show you the use of these Figma components in action. Think if you don't like this primary and secondary color and you want to change it to another color, maybe to something red color. So select this main primary parent color component and change the color to any of this red color. See, all the children components of this main parent component change to this red color. Beautiful, isn't it? And also change the secondary color to some of this lighter red color. Look at this. Awesome, right? Like as I do, you can change the colors and check which color is perfect for you. This is very easy, right? So this is the beauty of Figma components. We have completed the home page design. So in this video, let's design the single category page. This is a whole new separate page from this home page. So we have to create a new frame. Click on this frame tool or use the keyboard shortcut. Select the desktop size as this frame size. Now rename the frame name as single category. Every page must have this header, footer and this subscription form. Make a copy of these components and place it inside the category frame. Now let's create a hero section. Make a copy or a child of the primary color component and adjust the height and width. Make the height around 320. The width will be as always full. Now grab the text tool and draw a text field inside this hero area and type one of this category name. So I choose general knowledge, all capital letters. Font size will be 48. The font color will be white. Now down below add some dummy text. Draw a text field and add some dummy text. So this color also will be white and the font size will be 14. Now select these two text and align to left. Now make it a group. Rename this group to category hero text. Now select this text group and this rectangle and align center vertically. And again make this two into one group. Rename this group to category hero. Now down below place some post. Copy it from the home page and place it here. Now make this align center of the frame. And also don't forget to grab the load more button as well. So that's it for the single category page design. Next, let's design the single post page. Now we have the home page and the category page. Now let's create the single post page. Create a new frame for this single post page. and make a copy of this header, footer and subscribe card and place it inside this single post page frame. Now place a post image here, make it a little bit big and align it to center of the frame horizontally. This post image area will be one column row. Down here I'm gonna divide this row to two columns. The left side will show the post details. On this right side I'm planning to place some similar postcards related to this post. So if someone came to see this post, then they can see some of the similar posts related to this post. Most of the time they will open one of these similar posts. Make a copy of these labels and paste it here left side. And also again make a copy of this timestamp label and place it next to these labels. Now group them all, rename it to labels. Now make a copy of the post title and place it here. Change the font size to around 36. And again make a copy of this post text and place it down here. Change the font size to 18. Now place some dummy text here and make it this little bit long. Now copy this postcard and place it 4 times here and change the post images. Select the image, adjust the width and height and place it inside the postcard. Beautiful. Next we will design the comment section down here. Alright, let's start to design the comment section. First, let's design the comment form. Then we can design the comments preview section down here. Now select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. The width will be around 825 and the height will be around 560. The background color is white. Now add a shadow to this rectangle. First select the rectangle and go to the drop shadow. Now click on this icon and add these values. Change this blur value to 20, X to 0, Y to 4 and shadow color will be 6FA4F2. Set the opacity to 25%. The mode will be normal. Looks perfect, right? Now inside this rectangle, place a child component of this primary text. This time let's make this primary text child from using the assets panel. As I mentioned earlier, inside this assets panel we can find all our parent components And also we can make a child components using this parent component by dragging the relevant parent component into the canvas. So let's do that. Drag this primary text parent and drop it inside this comments form. Now change this text to leave a comment. And set this font size to around 24 pixels. Next again make a child of body text and place it down here. Change the text to you can leave a comment using this comment form. Now change this font size to 14 pixels. Next again make a copy of the body text and place it down here. This text will be the input field's label name. So this label text is name. Next draw a rectangle for this name input field. Set the width to 785 and set the height to around 60. Next again we need another field for comment. So copy this label and this rectangle and paste it down below. Now change this label to comment and next increase this comment rectangle height to around 254. When we creating this form using HTML, we will add a text area for this. That's why I increase this rectangle's height. Now down here add a button. Make a copy of this primary color rectangle and place it here. Set the button width to around 130 and height to 38. Next, grab the text tool and draw a text area inside this button. The button text will be add comment. Change the font size to around 14 pixels. Now select this button and this text and align this to center vertically and horizontally. Alright, comment form design is done. But wait, before we end this video, let's make this little organized by grouping these elements. First select these two headings and make it a group. Right click and select this group selection. Rename this group to comment headings. Next, group this label and this rectangle. Group it. Rename it to name field. Next again do the same for this comment field as well. Select this both label and the rectangle. Group it. Rename it to comment field. Now select this button and this button text. Group it. Rename it to comment button. Now select this all including this comment form rectangle. Group it and rename it to comment form. That's it. Alright, we have completed the comment form in the previous video. Now let's design the comments preview section down here. For this, select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. The width will be the same as this comment form 825 and set the height around 700. Set the background color to white. Now set the drop shadow to this rectangle as well. First select the rectangle and go to the drop shadow and add these values. Change this blur value to 20, X to 0, Y to 4 and shadow color will be 6FA 4F2. Set the opacity to 25%. As always, the mode will be normal. Alright, next inside this rectangle, place a primary text child component. So make a child of this primary text and place it here. Change the text to comments and brackets. Inside the brackets, add a random number. When we start to code, we will make this number dynamic. Change the font size to 24 pixels. Now inside this, let's create another rectangle for the comment. Grab the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Set the width to around 745 and height to 300 maybe. Set this background color to this F0, F0, F0. Now place a child of body text here. So the text will be the name of the commented person, something John Doe. Set the font size to 14 pixels. Down below place a timestamp label. Copy this from the postcard and place it here. Change the font color to this danger red color. Alright, now down below let's add a dummy comment. For that, make a child of body text parent component and place it here. Add some random dummy text. Set the font size to around 14 pixels. Down below, place two labels for reply and wave reply. Grab the text tool and draw a text area. Text will be reply and whole capital letters. Set this color to something blue color and set the font size to 14 pixels. Make a copy of this and place it next to this. Change the text to wave reply. So let's make this comment person name text to little bolder. So select this text and go to the formatting toolbar and select this bold. Adjust the height of this comment box. Now select this inner comment box, this comment text and this reply and wave reply labels and make it a group. Change the group name to comment. Now make a copy of this comment group and paste it multiple times to get these multiple comments. Now select this all and make it a group. Change the group name to comment section. So this will be our comment section. Perfect. Alright guys, this is the end of this single post page design. In the next video, we will design the About Us page. So we almost designed the blog site's main designs. But in order to make this a full complete blog site, we need some more pages that are About Us page, Contact page and the Terms and Condition page. First, let's design the About Us page. Create a new frame because this is a separate new page. Select the frame tool and select the desktop size. At last, don't forget to rename this frame name to About Us. Alright, now on our website we have this header, category bar and this footer inside all pages. So make a copy of this logo, category navbar and this footer. Place it inside this About Us frame. And don't forget to position it correctly. Next, make a child of this primary color rectangle and place it here. Adjust the height and width. Set the width to around 1240. Set the height to around 790. And also make this rectangle center of this frame. Next, inside this primary rectangle, place a text area and type About Us. All capital letters. Set the font size to 48 pixels and make the font bold. And also don't forget to align this to the center of the frame. Make this text color to white. After this, make a child of the secondary color rectangle. Place it inside this primary rectangle and adjust the height to 510, width to 1120 and make it center. Next, inside the secondary color rectangle, add some dummy text. For this, place a child component of this primary text. Get some dummy text and place it here. You can get dummy text from this website lipsum.com. So copy this para and paste it here. Set the font size to 14 and make align the text to center. To make this para even better, add letter spacing for this dummy text. We can add letter spacing using this. So set the letter spacing to around 10%. Now make a copy of this dummy text and place it under this. Let's make this dummy text a bit longer than this. So again, copy some dummy text and paste it here. Next, get a copy of this load more button and place it here. Change the text to back to home. So make all the letters capital. So adjust the width of this rectangle. Set the alignment to center. Now select this all and make it a group and rename the group name to About Us. That's it. We have successfully completed the About Us page. Looks beautiful, right? Alright, let's design the terms and condition page. So this page also going to be a whole new separate page. So select the frame tool and create a new frame. Select the desktop size. Rename the page name to terms and condition. Alright, this page also going to be the same as this About Us page. So copy this whole About Us page and paste it here. Now place it correctly inside the frame. Change this About Us text to terms and condition. Change the group name also terms and condition. Keep this dummy text for now. I'll show you how to generate these terms and conditions using an online tool when we start to design this page in Angular. Alright, this is the terms and condition page. Next, let's design the contact us page. So in this video, let's design the contact us page. Wait, this time I'm not going to design this. You guys will design this your own. This is also a small task for you. Try to do this alone by yourself. Alright, this contact us form also the same as other pages. First, you have to create a new frame because this is a new separate page. Inside that we have this header logo, category navbar and this footer, same as other pages. In the middle of the page, we have this primary color background. Inside that, we have this contact us heading and also this small dummy text. Down below, we have the contact form inside of this white rectangle area. Inside this form, we have three fields: your name, email, and message. This message field is a text area. So this message field is bigger than other fields. At the bottom of this form, we have these buttons, send message and back to home button. So this back to home button is an outlined button. Simple design, right? Okay guys, try to do this your own. As always, if you cannot remember anything, go back to the previous videos and learn it again. And also there is no time limit for this task. So no hurry, take your own time and complete this task. Once you have completed the task, continue to the next video. All the best. Alright, hope you guys did the task well. If any of you missed the task, try again one more time and come back to this video. Let's start to design the contact us page. Create a new frame using the frame tool. Select the desktop size. First thing first, place this header, logo, navbar and footer inside this about us page. Next, make a child of this primary color rectangle and place it here. Adjust the height and width. Set the width to around 1240. Set the height to around 790. And also make this rectangle center of the page. Next, inside this primary rectangle, place a text area and type contact us, all capital letters. Set the font size to 48 pixels and make the font bold. And also don't forget to align this to the center of the frame. Set the font color to white. Again, place another text area down here and add some dummy text. Set the font color to white, font size to 14 and make it align center to the frame. Down here now we need a form. We already created a form for this comment area. So copy it and place it correctly inside of this frame. Remove this comment heading. We don't need that. So inside this contact us form, we need one more field for the email address. So make a room for that between these two fields. Copy this name field and paste it down here. Rename this to email. Next we have to change this comment label to the message label. Alright, so now change this button text to send message. Adjust the width and make it center. So next we need an outline button next to this. So make a copy of this button and place it next to this. Set the background color to white. Now we have to add a border to this button. We can do that with this stroke. So click on this stroke. Change the stroke color to primary color. Grab the color picker and pick this primary color. Next, set the stroke size to 2. Now select the button text and change the fill color to primary color. Change this text to back to home. Adjust the width of this button and make it align center. Now let's change the group names. So this email group will be email field. Now note this is a comment form, this is a contact us form. So rename it contact us form. Now select this all and group it and rename it to contact us area. So this is it for the contact us page. Look at this page, looks beautiful, right? Alright, we have successfully completed all of our web pages. Now let's see how to make this designed website into a web prototype in the next video. So making this designed website live using the Figma prototype option, it is very easy. So let's see how to do prototype in Figma. First, we need a flow. So think someone visits this blog. First, they will see this home page, and then they will see these categories. So if a user clicks on this category, this must open this single category page. So let's see how to do that. So I want to do is when someone clicks this category, this must open this single category page. So select one of this category first. We cannot select the category straight away because this is grouped with this navbar. So double click on it. So with this double click, we got into this category navbar group. Now select this category labels. Alright, now we can see the formatting toolbar right side. If we look at the top of this toolbar, we can find this prototype tab. So this is the prototype tab we will use to make prototypes. So go to this prototype tab. Once we go to the prototype tab, we got this small circle on our selected element. In our case, we have selected this category label group. So here we can see this small white circle on the right side of this label group. If I go to the design tab, this will disappear. If I again go to the prototype tab, again we can see this circle. So with this circle, we can make this selected element clickable. Let's see this in action. If you hover this circle, you can see this plus icon. So click and drag. So with this, we can link the action on this element click. So in our case, we want to open the single category page when someone clicks on this category. So drag and go to this single category frame. Once you have reached to the frame border, this link will automatically set to the frame. Then release the mouse click. That's it. Simple, right? So we have successfully linked this category to single category page. Now let's see how this works. In order to see this, we have to run this prototype. So we can do that by clicking this play button, which is located inside this top bar right side. So this will open the presentation tab. If you can remember, we open this presentation tab when we doing this constraint. So alright, inside this I set this to full screen. So now hover one of this category. As you can see here, the arrow cursor is changing to this hand cursor, which means this category is clickable. So click it. Awesome, right? We got this single category page opened. This is the beauty of this prototype. Alright, now we know how to prototype. Let's do the home page prototype. We did the category page linking. Now let's do this single post page linking. Click one of these postcards. So when someone clicks on one of these postcards, this must open the single post page. So zoom in. Now we can see this circle. Click and drag and link the single post page. So if I go to the presentation tab, now we can click this postcard, click on it. As you can see here, this navigated to the single post page. Beautiful, isn't it? Likewise, we have to link all these postcards to the single post page. So back to the Figma editor, click this next postcard, link it to the single post frame. Likewise, we have to do this for all these postcards. Doing this for all these postcards, it's take too much time. So we can do this by one shot by grouping them as this category group. When we linking this single category, we didn't link each one of these categories. We just link this category group. So this works for every category. Like this, let's group this featured post. Select this all postcards and these post images. You can select this by pressing the Ctrl or the Command key. Now group it. Change the group name to featured post list. Now click on this group. Link this group to single post page. Now go to the presentation tab. Now we can click on any of these featured postcards. Click on it. As you can see here, this post click action is now opening the single post page. Back to the editor. Now we don't need these two links. So remove this post link. We can remove links, just simply click on the link and hit the keyboard delete or backspace key. That's it. Alright, let's do the same for this latest post as well. Select all the postcards and post images. Group them into one. Rename the group to latest post list. Now link this latest postcard list to single post page. Go to the presentation tab. Now this also working as we planned. If we click one of these postcard, this is opened the single post page. So in this video, let's prototype the single category page. In here we don't have to do many works. In this page we have postcards. So postcard must open the single post page. So select all these postcards and group it. Rename the group to category post list. Once it's done, link this category post to this single post page. That's it. If you can remember, we linked the home page categories group to this single category page. But I am not doing that to this category list because already we are in the single category page. So we don't need to link the same page. Now go to the presentation tab. Change the page to single category page. We can navigate through the page from down here. Now hover one of these cards. As you can see here, this cursor icon changed to this hand icon, which means we can click this. Click on it. Awesome, right? This opened the single post page. Again, go back. In case if you want to go to the home page from this category page, how do we going to do that? Usually we connect the brand logo to the home page. So let's do that. Back to the Figma editor. Select this website logo. We can see this prototype link circle. Drag and link it to the home page. Do the same for the footer logo as well. Footer logo is inside of this footer group. So double click on it and select the footer logo. Now link this to the home page. Again, get back to the presentation tab. Nice, right? Now we can go to the home page by clicking this header logo and also with this footer logo. So in Figma, we can add small entry animation for prototypes. Let's see how to do that. Click one of this link. Now we can see this small dialog, interaction details. With this, we can control our prototype connections behavior. With this first box, we can assign what is the action for this selected link. By default, it is selected the on click. We can change this to any of these as per the requirement. So in our case, we are doing only the mouse on click action. So select the mouse on click. So next with this, we can select the how to open the target page with the action. So by default, it is selected navigate to option. This is what we need. So keep that as it is. Next we can see the frame list. We connected this to the single category page. If we need to change that, we can change it from here. Next down here, we can find this animation section. By default, it is selected the instant option. So click this drop down. As you can see here, we have different types of animation method for this. We are navigating a new frame. So select this move in animation type. Once we selected this, we can see these options for the selected animation. With these arrows, we can set the animation direction: left, right, top and bottom. Next, with this drop down, we can select the animation behavior. So I will keep this is in option. Next, with this, we can set the animation duration. I am keeping this also the same as these default values. Alright, we have set up the animation. So we can see the animation inside the presentation tab. So go to the presentation tab, click on this category. Awesome, right? Now we got this awesome slide in animation when we load this single category page. I like this animation, so I'm keeping this. If you guys need something different, just play around with these values and get your animation style. Alright, now I'm gonna add the same animation for this post as well. Select this featured post connection. Go to this and select the animation. The direction will be left. Keep other animation values same as this. Again, this latest post. Select the connection and set the animation. We have set animations for all these connections in our home page. Next, set the animation for this second frame single category page. For this logo top and bottom, add the animation and set the direction to the right side. For this post list, keep the animation direction same as left. Go to the animation tab, click on this category. Perfect. Again, click on this logo. Beautiful, right? We got this awesome animated smooth transitions when we navigate to another frame. Alright, now we know how to customize and add animation to the prototype connections. Next, let's add prototype links to this single post page. Let's add connection to this single post page. Let's start with the header logo. Click on it and set it to the home page. Set the animation to slide in. The direction will be right. Next, add the connection for these category labels. Select this category group and set the connection to this single category page. The animation is slide in. Direction will be left. At last, add the connection to this footer logo. Set it to home page. Animation will be same and direction will be right. So we have successfully completed the prototyping this single post page. Next, add the connection for this about terms and condition and this contact us page. Wait, we don't have any links or menu to access these pages on our design. So let's quickly design simple text links for this inside the bottom footer. Now we are going to make a design, so change this to design. Now make a child of body text and place it the bottom of the footer on the home page. Adjust this logo and copyright text and place it between these two. Change the text to terms and conditions. Change the font size to 14. This is a component. So in order to change a component element, we have to select the element correctly. So double click on it. So this double click directly select the element inside of a component. Change the font size to 14. Alright, again make a copy of this label. Change the text to about. Again make another copy of it and change it to contact. Now select these three labels and go to the alignments and select this. So this will add equal spaces between these labels. Now select this all again and make it a group. Change the group name to something submenu. And also don't forget to make this align to the center of the frame. Alright, now let's make connections for this menu. Go to the prototype tab and first select this terms and condition. Link it to the terms and condition page. The animation is the same as others. Animation will be slide in and direction will be left. That's it. Now let's make the connection for this second link about. So connect it to this about us page. Again select the last one, contact us, and connect it to the contact us page. That's it. Now go to the presentation tab and let's check whether this is working or not. Click on this terms and condition. Perfect. This terms and condition is working. Click on the next one, about. Working. And the last, click on this contact us. This also working. Perfect. Now back to the editor and copy this menu and place it on all other frames footer. Now look at this. All copied, the submenu copied with the connection. So we don't need to do this all again. Again go to the presentation tab and check all these are working or not. Everything working as we planned. Alright, let's add connection to this about us page. Add the connection to the header and footer logo. Select it. Connect to the home page. Select the footer logo and connect it to the home page. This animation will be slide in and direction will be right. Next we have this back to home button inside this about us frame. So connect that also to the home page. At last connect this category group to the single category page. So I'm not going to tell you about this animation again and again. Now you guys know how to add animation, so you guys can continue with the animation. Next we have this terms and condition page. This also the same as previous about us page. So connect this top and footer logo to the home page. Next connect the category to the single category page. At last connect this back to home button to the home page. Alright, now we have this contact us page. So connect this header and footer logo to the home page. Connect these categories to the single category page. And also we have this back to home button inside this contact us page also. So connect this button to home page. That's it. Now go to the presentation tab, make it a full screen. Awesome, right? Now we have a fully functional web prototype for our blog design. So with this design and a prototype, we can actually get a clear picture of what we are doing. In any case, if we did this design for another person, we can share this design prototype with this. Click on this share prototype and add the email address and send the invite. If you send this with this can view option, the invited person only have to access to view this prototype, not to edit. If you select the Scan Edit option, this will give access to edit the prototype to the invited person. So with this, you and your client can understand the final result of the website. You got the idea, right?